Good afternoon, friends. It's Granny Doll here, and I thought I'd pop in for a few moments. It's a Saturday afternoon, and I'm still working on my sock. I've been working on my blanket, and I actually picked up my sweater again and started working on that. But I've had some thoughts. So let's just see where this takes us today. I've been watching a few different YouTubers who are spinners, knitters, creators, looking at vintage patterns and what to do. And I've done a little bit of research on vintage patterns over the years. A lot of times it's on finer needles than what I'm used to, um, but not necessarily making things that are more difficult than what I'm already doing. So, something to think about. I do have a plan in place for a totally made by me outfit, whether it's with wool or woven by me and then made into a garment. Don't know. I don't know. I'm still working on it. Some knitting, some crocheting, some weaving. How's that? It's kind of my plan. And in my 100-mile life curriculum that I'm working on right now, today's question was do some research. What did your ancestors use? What did they wear when it comes to fiber? So, looking to Lower Canada, Upper Canada, um, late 1800s, late 1700s, even, they were using a lot of wool, just plain and simple. A lot of woolen garments, a lot of hand spun. They were also using some flax. I've never done anything with flax. I've not tried growing it. I've not tried preparing it, retting it, as they say. That's not something that has really piqued my curiosity at all. Clothing, most of it was brought with them when they came from the UK, excuse me, or Europe, and getting something new was expensive. And living in the frontier, like they were, things were limited. They used animal skins. So think leather, think fur, right? Well, I tried tanning rabbit. I no longer have any rabbit to tan, which is kind of interesting too. So that's kind of not part of my plan right now. But I will continue to spin and knit and prepare my own yarns. Again, this is not necessarily the color of blue I would have wanted in socks, but as you can see with my shirt, it kind of matches. My shirt's a little bit more vibrant. And I'm still thinking these may be a little bit snug, but I'm almost done the foot. I'll try it back on here in about 3 or 4 rows. I do upwards of 48 rows usually for the foot. I just dropped a stitch. Isn't that wonderful? Well, let me just see. Because there's nothing wrong with dropping a stitch if you can figure out how to pick it back up, right? And I wasn't paying close enough attention, I guess. But I have to allow myself enough grace to make these mistakes and to learn how to correct them as I go there. So I think I picked it up okay. I'll go back and knit it again and see if it works. Yeah, I got it, I think. Yeah. So one of the things that I have to keep in mind when I'm working with my hand spun, especially this BFL blend that I have, is that it's not even. So if you can see here, there's bits where it's kind of a little bumpy. There's not really naps. It's just a little thick and thin in places. And I think when I go to do the sock, or the heel, I'm gonna do the heel in this dark brown. And I'll have to figure out how to do that to make it a little thicker. Probably eye of partridge type stitching will will be helpful for that, but it's not going to be perfect like a mill spun yarn would be, right? It's hand spun. It's done by me. It's done stitch by stitch and pull by pull. I've got one little row in here. I don't know whether you can see it, where those stitches are just a little bit bigger. That's because the yarn was thicker there. So depending on where I'm prepping and where I'm going with some of my handspun, I don't mind that at all. And actually, when you wear it, if it felts at all, which it might, that will just all become part of the material and that will be fine. And in a sweater, it's just part of the charm, I think. I don't know. What do you think? Do we have to be perfect when we spin? Do we have to be perfect with every single stitch? I don't think so. Because if that were the case, then why not just go to the store and buy yarn that's ready to go? Or go to the store and buy socks that are perfectly made. I want something made by me, something that has my intention built into it. That's why I do it. It also helps me stay in touch with the land, the shepherdess who cared for the sheep. It's all part of being connected in our circle, isn't it? So today was, like I said, in my curriculum, it was to do some research on your heritage and what in your heritage fabrics were. What were the fibers? What did they wear? What did they look like? So I'm still doing a bit of research on that, but it's so important for me to know where things are coming from. And whether it's fiber that I know has been grown down the road, that's been milled fairly close by, milled, spun, carded, whatever, the woolen mills, and the food. And I know that my microgreens I'm getting right now all come from an area outside of Bimbrook in southern Ontario here, just south of the mountain of Hamilton. My dairy comes from west of Hamilton on another mountain. It's called Summit Dairy. It's kind of up on a hill. My meat is coming from a couple of places who cut and prepare their own meat for sale. I think it's important that, like I said, that I know even where my apples are coming from, where the carrots coming from, where's the chicken coming from. I know I'm only one person, and cutting back on the global supply chain industrial complex is only one person or two people because there's two of us living in this house. But if two people do this, and then four, and then eight, and on and on and on, and how wonderful that all could be as we hone in on where we live, what we're creating, how we live, who we're supporting, right? And again, it's all part of how I'm looking at Lent this year, as I'm not giving up something. I'm looking inward to see then outwardly what I can change to do my little part in the world today. So I hope maybe I've given you pause to think about a couple of things today. The 100-mile life is, some people seem to think that it's just really easy. You never go far to get anything. But then the question arises, how far did that product have to go to get to you? Think about it. Know that I appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and share the videos if I do inspire you to do so. And until the next video, may God truly bless you. Bye for now from Granny Doll, living the 100-mile life, one day, one stitch, one meal at a time. God bless.